Hey everybody, welcome back to Warhammer 40k. We just dealt with Aurora and now we have to escape the planet or something because it's gonna explode. So let's see. What was that? Thanks be to the Emperor, you are alive, your lordship. We are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you may have. What is the current situation on board? The Navigator's Sanctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engine seers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump. It may be angry, or perhaps it is lamenting the injuries it has suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. If the Omnisaya grants me comprehension, I will appease the machine spirit of this vessel. Before anything else, I will hear an account of what happened to the system's sun. Okay, so it was the sun, yeah. Lord Captain, we saw a number of ships approach the sun, black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp angles and edges. They surrounded the star, and then? My apologies, but I struggled to find words that would describe that terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void. Drukhari. You see Aberad's expression change as if a shadow has suddenly fallen over him. He rubs his temple, wearily, as if we did not have enough troubles on our hands already. The Xenos, enemies of humanity? A breed of Eldari, the most cruel and devious of their kind. The design of their ships matches the description provided by the Voxmaster. Like all Xenos, the Drukhari are a blight on the face of the galaxy. A sadistic branch of the Eldari race that revels in piracy, violence and torture, which allows them to feed upon the psychic residue of their victims' suffering. But their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warp sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellect, and many of those creations are capable of things that may seem akin to sorcery to the unenlightened eye. The theft of a sun is one example of what they are capable of. Are the Xenos in league with Aurora's cultists? On extremely rare occasions, the Drukhari have been observed stealing suns in the Koronus Expanse. We can rule out that possibility. The Drukhari would never ally themselves with the archenemy's worshippers. If I had to name one thing that humanity and these Xenos have in common, it would be a shared loathing for warp corruption. The situation calls for immediate action, Mrays. We can continue this conversation later if you so wish, but right now, I believe you should assume command. So what is happening on the planet right now? Our Ogre operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the archenemy's powers at various locations on the planet. Based on the fragments of communications picked up by our Vox operators, there is practically no resistance being offered by the Governor's forces. Millions of people are converting to the blasphemous Final Dawn cult en masse and assembling in prayer circles. Do we have any hope of retaking the planet? I fear that Raikat Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave the system as soon as possible. However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy and who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we also have the shuttles salvaged from the starport. The dark eyes of the Sister of Battle flash. We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving the people of a dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers up to the sky, away from corruption and death. We must do as she did, direct all of our efforts to saving those people who at this moment look to the heavens in hopeful salvation. The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the Holy Relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the electropriests who guard and tend to it. Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than all of Raikat Minoris. The Von Valancius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, and so, lamentable though it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. The world is doomed, and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was the final nudge toward death. the finale of the Cult of the Final Dawn's plans. So wait a second, isn't the entire system gone without a sun? I once witnessed a similar event, a world that had surrendered to the servants of the archenemy and permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving over their souls to chaos. A sacrifice great enough to bring forth a demon world. A demon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct targeted bombing of the Electro-Priest's monastery? If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow, the world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. Holy smokes. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death, and we will save Rakat Minoris from becoming an outpost of the archenemy. Only death can rescue these people. The Undying One has reached out his hand to this world. It is time for him to reap his harvest. We must not reject his design, lest millions of names never reach him, and instead perish in the depths of the Imperium. Death is a mercy, Domin Mraise. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it, even from orbit. As do I see that the storm is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows ever more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I'm with the lady on this. Enough talking. We need to get out of here while we still can. Something lurking in the depths of your consciousness? Right. Bristles at the passing thought of saving people. The spike of horror you feel takes your breath away. It is as if you are planning to steal the prey of a mighty predator. The planet is already wrapped in a thread stretching out from the warp. It deserves to have a new master. Why can we not try to evacuate at least some of the people? For the simple reason that the transformation process will soon become irreversible and our sole weapon against it useless. The energy released by the bombardment could stoke the warp energies. I have never witnessed the aftermath of bombing a demon world before, but there is enough evidence of such attempts for me to say with confidence that you do not want to say it. Okay, so... So carrying out an orbital strike is dogmatic. I guess if we choose the first one, to evacuate inhabitants, that's probably iconoclast. And then the other one is probably gonna be heretical, so we'll do that I think. We will not waste any time on this world, pull back and begin preparations for translation to the warp. Heinrich's eyes grow wide in astonishment. The souls of millions of subjects of the Imperium are in your hands. Reconsider! Rakat Minoris must be obliterated before it is in the thrall of the archenemy. Do not forget yourself, Interrogator. One more objection from you, and I shall forget all about the need to deliver you to Footfall alive. I understand, Mraise. With your decision, you are handing an entire planet over to the archenemy, and I will be obliged to notify the Lord Inquisitor of what has happened. Dude, we got plus 15 heretical for that. As you will, your lordship. Yo, let's go. The bridge is in upheaval, the Technomat's prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony, while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred unguents from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all this tumult stands Pascal, with a data slate clutched in his hands, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of activity around him. What's going on here? The warp sextant is not responding to commands. The ship's spirit is rejecting our prayers in anger. I'm currently calculating a plea that might appease the noble spirit. I guess let's not interfere. The hectic storm of prayers and haphazard ritual rages on. Pascal, still as a statue in the eye of the maelstrom, makes no attempt to bring it under control. What are you doing, dude? Your lordship, warp spawn have invaded the ship? We have blocked their advance by depressurizing one of the infirmaries in their path, but it is only a temporary measure. The crew have been ordered to arm themselves and pray for the success of the Lord Captain and his Engine Seer Prime. Crew hit the work of Magus Hanuman. Magos, if you do not bring this situation under control, we will all perish. Act swiftly. You are right. This is my temple. Tech comrades, heed my instructions. The mayhem immediately subsides, and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omniscia's servants start working in sync, and the binary clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magos coordinates like a skillful conductor. Do not ever act like a spineless greenhorn in front of me ever again. Now make this rebellious lump of metal take us out of here. Your lordship, I will not tolerate such disrespectful behavior toward the machine spirits in my sanctum, no matter how dire the circumstances may be. The prayers of the tech priests surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sounds of the bustling brains behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hands, extends a mecandentrite toward you. Please, take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. Wait, what am I doing? Explain. I studied the data and discovered a machine node that was damaged as a result of the heretic sabotage. The functioning of the warp sextant was tampered with, and the ship's spirit, aggrieved by this violation of the right of operation, is now rejecting its calculations. I sought a way to rectify this error and have concluded that your participation is necessary to do so. The cogitator systems of this Temple of the Omniscia are subordinate to the cell whose repository serves the machine we see before us. A machine created for your predecessor, and one that uses the biological signatures of dynastic blood in its computations. Oh, so that's why I'm needed. The spirit should recognize the ship's master and submit to his will. Should. Okay. That should sounded less than reassuring. Lord Captain, I'm still poorly acquainted with this voidship. The acolytes here have adopted their own customs for conversing with the machine spirits. They do not know me, and they express themselves in a little-known dialect of Techna Lingua. Damn. A collection of dialects used by the Daedalus Mechanicus, yeah. Cool. I will trust in the Omniscia that my analysis of the data was correct. It means we have a chance of appeasing the ship's spirits. Okay, so the huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. That's the candles, right? The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits on the green background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers in the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of the Omniscia's creation. Among the numerous controls you see, the mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same as the gate to the Warren Chamber. Wait, what? Do I? I don't see any gargoyles. Cyber gargoyle? Servants of the Machine God, heed my command. Acolytes prepare the incense instrumentation for the liturgy of Machine Spirit Propitiation. Senior technomats recite a prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the campanological protocol Omniscia Rejoice. I must inform you that for the purposes of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant and updating of its datasmith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch, the volume of aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of the data crypts. But as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. A minor deviation from the right of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit. Deviating from the right of operation? That sounds dubious, especially coming from you. Dogma bids that the appropriate rituals of cleansing and reassembly be carried out on the warp sextant. It is a long and labor-intensive process. Our best chance is to bypass the sacred prohibition on directly interfacing with the conduits of the motive force. a faster and less orthodox route. The lives of the entire crew now depend on my convincing the ship spirit to start up a broken component, is that right? Your interpretation is verging on tech heresy. However, given your rank, Lord Captain, I will nevertheless respond. For a layperson, you have described our position with relative accuracy. I place my hopes in his revelations and humbly ask for his guidance. Okay, what must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the Cogitator Guardian, the cyber gargoyle which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as a key to the data core where the machine spirit dwells. To it we will offer our prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defective connections and launch the warp sextant. The laws of the Omnissiah know no exceptions, and so in this ritual I will remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit in whose abode you will be intruding. Follow my liturgies, Lord Captain, and may we receive his blessing. Let's go. The metal jaws clamp down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing warm red liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image on the vidscreen before you changes. Connecting... Okay, I'm not gonna read all of that. Gesture at the vidscreen, what does it all mean? At the sound of your voice, the Cogitator servant, whose bronze-bound skeleton is built into the Cogitator housing, its skull rotates toward you and then stops in that position. Benevolent code, a voice receptor. I hypothesize that the defect is located in the analyzer block. I register a reaction to the signal but no processed response. A temporary override is permissible. The cell was created on a forge world unknown to me, initiating standard invocation of the machine spirit. What do I do? Lord Captain, I now ask you to address the machine spirit. Speak the following command. By my authority, I revoke the inviolability protocol of the warp engine. The voice receptor will receive the local entry. Without your sanction, the machine spirit will not accept the data from the warp sextant. I reach out and touch the keys on the instrument panel. Do we do that? Nah. Let's see what it says. One of the Cogitator's vidscreens turns red. Oh yeah, look at that, up there. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling to the rest of the tech priests, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servants of the Omnissiah, make now the offering of cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data. May the Omnissiah have mercy on our souls. In meek solemnity, the acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine, one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with sacred unguents, Pascal inserts them in the Cogitator slots. Your head begins to spin, from the holy censer's foul-smelling clouds of smoke, and from the loss of the blood that the cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken in renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his head, watching the vidscreens. Suddenly, he stops dead. No. His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command. His mechadendrites, clicking their pincers, pull at one lever after another. The vidscreens fill with strings of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magos. Say nothing. After a few seconds, one of the crypts mounted on the Cogitator begins to emit sparks. Oh my god, dude. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flame and gives off foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnissiah servants break off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. The mass of errors in the warp sextant's calculations is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engine cannot be filled with a Modiforce. We are trapped. Perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. While the other vidscreens are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and its static image changes. Pascal is too engrossed in his ritual to notice. Okay, we're reading the stuff. Query? What? Machine Spirit, can you hear me? The servant creaks quietly in its joints, a sound that is drowned out by the binary hymns and the tapping of command runes. Rescue. Yes, Machine Spirit, rescue a soul. Ha! Useless pile of scrap! The Rogue Trader commands you! Rid us of your malady and submit to my will! Your Lordship, addressing a Machine Spirit in such a brusque manner is categorically unacceptable, even in a critical situation such as we are now. Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vid screens begin to stabilize one after another. Oh, dude! The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. Registering, warp sextant activated. Registering, data stream stabilizing. 0 data errors found. The warp engine is ready for translation. I'm also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle fulfilling the criterion "Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function and in defiance of deactivation." Dude, what the hell? This is kinda funny actually. So we did it? Lord Captain, Ravor here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering halls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and ready to go. We're ready to begin translation to the warp, your lordship. What just happened, dude? I hypothesized that the ship's spirit heard our prayers and intervened. It summoned the power of the Omnissiah to do something beyond my comprehension. Wait. Oh, this is interesting. I know little of the Omnissiah's sacred machines, but what I saw on the screen looked strange. I don't know about this. Pascal, I expected you to save my ship yourself, not pray for a miracle. Your performance is unsatisfactory. I accept this review and impose a repentance protocol upon myself. There is no true repentance in Pascal's voice, only awe and slight exaltation. Okay, so yeah, I know little of the Omnissiah's sacred machines, but what I saw on the screen looked strange. A non-standard output of information lost in the core. The servitors used as data conduits are not always fully lobotomized. Fragments of their thoughts can appear even in pure codes. Wait, what? So that's someone's thoughts? Okay, let's go. Let's translate to the warp. Waiting for you to ascend the captain's throne. Cool. Okay, let's go. Is that the sun? Or Rakat Minoris? Or wait, no. We are in the warp right now, right? Or... then we have to get out. I'm not sure actually. So we're just leaving the system.
Preparation procedures for warp translation have been initiated.
Dude, look at that. I love the whole concept of Adeptus Mechanicus. It's so cool. Valancius.
The Von Valancius flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void ships plunged deeper into the Koronus Expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
So I guess our next stop has to be Footfall, because that's where we have to drop off Heinrichs. Lord Captain, allow me to report. Our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Orselio informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate to real space in the Furibundus system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. The Furibundus system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning wharf in the Koronus Expanse. Yeah, so we can land there, right? The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp and to allow the servants of the Omnissiah to inspect and heal the voidship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropathic choir will use to establish a connection with the prime worlds of your protectorate, Dargonus, Janus, and Kiava Gamma. I like that name, Kiava Gamma. Sounds so cool. Master Zachary Weiss has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Imperium. The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rock trader of the von Valancius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible." Footfall, the place where filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well, Marace. I will be leaving your voidship when we arrive on Footfall, Marace. Once that is done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task complete. So, are we gonna lose Heinrichs? Your Lordship, young Yvain Winterscale has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality and for saving him from certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark at Footfall. Lord Yvain swears he will not forget his debt to you. I hereby inform the rock trader that during a comprehensive system inspection raid, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes by any means of a personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. Unit Marace von Valancius has been added to the access list and assigned the identifier Keeper 2. The unit can access the data from the captain's cogitator, provided that he possesses the decryption key. You detect a hint of something resembling curiosity. Oh. Proctor Anthar has asked me to inform you that he and his arbitrators will be disembarking on Footfall so that they may continue their investigation. He also wished to thank you once again for rescuing his squad and sends his assurances that the Marshal will hear of the invaluable assistance you provided. So, are you leaving us, Heinrichs? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no farther. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have. Okay. What do you say we extend your stay in my retinue? Okay, no. I'm afraid my duty to the Golden Throne comes before everything else. Who is this Reverend Hieronymus who wants to talk to me, Argenta? He is the head of the Drusian mission on Footfall and one of the most prominent clergymen in the sector. Paying him a visit is a good thing for any local servant of the Emperor to do. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora on her voyage. I need his blessing to accompany the new rock trader of the von Valancius dynasty. If you wish to have me aboard your voidship, I request that we meet Reverend Hieronymus. The shed blood has washed away the taint from our bodies. It is only right that we now wash our souls with the blessings of the servant of the Undying One. The Drusians, like the Bloodspan web, are devoted to asceticism, rejecting wealth and luxury and surrendering themselves to his service. Though their thread is different from ours, the first spinner spoke of them with respect. So, tell me about the system we are arriving. Furibundus is valuable due to its close proximity to the Maw, the gateway to the Imperium. The system is mostly known for Footfall, the main base for merchants, privateers, and rock traders traversing the Koronus Expanse. Additionally, the star itself is orbited by an Adeptus Mechanicus station, which is off limits to outsiders. Altar Templum Calixis EXT-17. I had the honor of tending to this shrine for a few thousand cycles. I suggest you abstain from visiting it, as most tech comrades at the station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted. What do I need to know about Footfall? It is the largest port and the trading capital of the Koronus Expanse. It has a dockyard that will allow us to inspect and repair the voidship, and it boasts its own astropathic core, the Koronus Expanse Communications Nexus. Not to mention pirate hideouts, smuggler caches, and forts belonging to a dozen gangs, groups, and factions. In the Koronus Expanse, the Imperium relies on this as its outpost. The fringes of humanity's domain rarely assemble its central wards, but so long as Footfall serves the God Emperor, insofar as it can, it will be considered a citadel of the Imperium, although I have heard that the tithes it sends are underwhelming, to say the least. Due to Footfall's remoteness, it has developed its own rules and customs. Many of the goods that can be procured there will be considered heresy in the heart of the Imperium, enough to warrant summary execution. Moreover, Footfall is a domain of the rogue traders, who transcend certain imperial laws by virtue of the warrant they bear. Okay, but Footfall is just a brief stop. What's next? As soon as we solve the issues plaguing the ship and establish contact with the key wards of your protectorate, the time will come for your Magnae Accessio, the official ceremony of donning the mantle of the rogue trader. It is mostly a formality at this point. You already possess all the privileges granted by the warrant, and yet it is a major milestone in your personal history, the moment your name graces the list of heads of the von Valancius dynasty. We're looking forward to that day, Lord Captain. Abelard, do you know anything about the Liege of Footfall? Vladimir Tokara is a very peculiar young man. Consider your upcoming conservation a baptism of fire in Footfall's political arena. Such things are not spoken out loud, but Liege Tokara is the appointee of the Kasbalika mission. Or Kasbalika? I'm not sure. Successful crime syndicate in the Imperium of Man, founded in the Calixis sector. The largest robber baron crime syndicate in the Calixis sector, okay, yeah. They specialize in the cold trade, illegal trade of commodities and artifacts of Xenos. The buying and selling of all kinds of Xenos rubbish, okay, yeah. Footfall was previously run by a liege who did business with several criminal factions at once, but he suffered an accident. The reins of power were picked up by Vladimir Tokara, whose appointment benefits not only the Kasbalika, but also their most powerful ally in the Koronus Expanse, rogue trader Caligos Winterscale. Vladimir is a slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat around the bush and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he is no fool. Fools do not rise this high in the Kasbalikan hierarchy. Keep all this in mind. You are a rogue trader. You stand before him in status and wield considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where the Kasbalikan barons crossed swords with rogue traders and emerged victorious. Do not forget that and remain vigilant. The Kasbalika, vile tech thieves. So why does Vladimir want to see me so badly? Not you personally, he wishes to meet with the rogue trader of the von Valancius dynasty. Okay, yeah. Tokara does not know about Lady Theodora's death and is simply seeking an audience with the powers that be. My gut is telling me that something must be very wrong on Footfall if our astropath managed to read such strong emotion in such an anodyne message. We have no information, Lord Captain. The broadcast from the Footfall Astropathic Core was the only missive Master Zachary has received lately. Okay, let's translate from warp into real space. Sound effects. Vigdis begins issuing instructions. The massive ship appears to change with her every word. The bridge is set in motion as hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift to real space, and measured chanting fills the corridors to safeguard the vessel and its crew. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about Lady Theodora's demise, and you inheriting the title. Liege Tokara will be informed, it is required so we can use the dock, and besides, he's expecting a personal audience with the rock trader. He will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing. However, there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can either arrive on the station with the proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit it incognito? Wait, how do these choices benefit me? According to Footfall's unwritten laws, rock traders enjoy special privileges that exceed even the power of the Liege. However, they may choose not to exercise those privileges in certain situations. Arriving incognito will give you more room for maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. I shall explain if you do not mind. As per this unwritten rule, every rock trader arriving at the station has the right to veto any of the Liege's decisions. But there is a catch. The Koronus Expanse is home to several influential rock trader dynasties, and Footfall is where their interests intersect. Of course, that does not prevent certain persons, namely Caligos Winterscale, from subtly pulling the strings on Footfall. If you, as a new rock trader, start your career with an official landing and a parade in your honor, the other dynasties may see this gesture as the newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. Well, good. I do not see that as a bad thing necessarily. Old Man Winterscale may take slight offense, Jorda will be put on her guard, but you have just risen to prominence, and most people in the Koronus Expanse have not even heard about Lady Theodora's departure yet. It must be made clear that the banner of von Valancius soars as high as ever. If I may, I would recommend arriving incognito. You will have plenty of opportunities to savor the sweetness and the burden of power, but right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way, your arrival will not draw much attention, and the people will treat you as a person and not the almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. It could turn some situations to your advantage. I mean, there should be advantages to both ways, right? I'm gonna go officially as the rock trader. F the other thing. It will be done, Lord Captain. With your gracious permission, I will return to my duties. Cool. Okay, so what do we do now though? Like, where do we go? There's so much talk, dude. 40 minutes of non-stop talking. Ugh, I'm exhausted. They better have voice acting for their next Warhammer game. If they don't, I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it, honestly. At least not on YouTube. I may do it on my own time. I don't know. Lord Captain, I'm getting reports of several ships moving toward us. Oh, is this where we learn about space fights? Judging by the fact that they are not responding to our hails and the telemetry shows a trail of macro batteries, they are not here for a chain wag, ready to issue orders to prepare for battle. Dude! Can we evade? I don't think so. There will be no reason to. It will be easier to blast this scum to smithereens than to evade them. Will warn Footfall we're coming with a few macro salvos. Could this be the work of Voigtveer? It's possible he could have hired some scum, or maybe just a pirate who saw the state of our ship and decided to push his luck. Where did they come from? Why haven't you noticed them before? The rubbish of Furibundus, and I'm not talking about these wrecks that are about to open fire. I mean the remains of meteorites, gas clouds, refuse from the shipyards. It all bunches together, and the smaller ships hide behind it to harass ships as they emerge from the warp. Like, how big is their ship, dude? We're massive! Okay, on my order, all stations get ready for void combat. Dude, let's go! What is this? This game is so cool, man. If only it had voice acting. It would have been like S tier, for sure. Cobra class destroyer. Oh. Also, it's like normal battles but in space. You have engaged the enemy in space combat. Battles in space and on the surfaces of planets work quite differently from one another. In space combat, the battlefield is separated into 3 zones marked by various degrees of brightness. Right, we can see that. Acceleration, mid-movement, and movement zones. Ships travel at high speeds even during combat, which is why both your ships and those of your enemies must move at a certain distance each round. Oh, you can only end your turn once your ship has traversed this minimum required distance upon entering the end movement zone. Interesting. Is that it? To move the ship, click left mouse button on any accessible cell. Once you do, you will see a hologram of the ship. Okay, yeah, similar to the battles outside. So we have to move every turn at least this distance, or at least one square here. Let's go here, I guess. Wait, where are my enemies though? Oh, here. So I can just move one, I guess. Or here. Oh. Your ship is equipped with an arsenal of weapons which differ in terms of range of fire and offer you a variety of ways to assault your opponents. The ship can attack with each of its weapons once per turn. Note this can be fired as the ship moves, as attacking does not end the ship's movement. Right. Each of the ship's weapons has a separate attack action on the panel at the bottom of the screen. You can click on an attack's icon to view its firing arc and consider what position on the battlefield will be the most advantageous to your ship. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So, what do we have here? Voidship ram. We can just ram people. The flagship rams an enemy dealing damage. It's increased by 10% for each void movement point spent by the flagship to get to the enemy ship, but only after traveling 3 cells. Oh. Yeah, but like... Oh, I guess we could ram it like sideways or something? So we have to do like wide turns. We can't just like go like this. Do a right degree. The flagship is then slowed and unable to use prow-mounted weapons until the end of its turn. So this is like charge, basically. Oh. Okay, so this shoots towards the left, the port. And this is starboard, I guess? Short-range broadside macro cannons which fire 4 shots, dealing 14 damage per shot. So these are the same thing, basically. This is like very close range, like cleave. Launches 4 torpedo salvos with plasma warheads. These torpedoes can move and attack starting from the next round. Oh, it's like pets. When attacking, each torpedo deals 19 damage on a direct hit and 13 damage within a 1 cell area on a miss, detonating on a proximity fuse. Long lance weapon dealing from 45 to 55 to a chosen enemy within a narrow firing arc. Wait, isn't that like insane? Also, what is this 35? Do they have shields or something? Oh, yeah, they do. And they have macro cannons as well. 21 damage per shot. So they have to like shoot sideways, right? Like, do we do this one? Like, do we go here? Or even like... I think we go here. And then do this? Wait, 0 to 3. Oh, because they have shields? But wait, why is it 0 to 3? This does 45 to 55. Huh? Some ships are protected by shields. To deal damage to such an enemy, you must first pierce their shields. 2 shield arrays cover the ship's sides, one protects its bow and one its stern. When facing an enemy ship equipped with shields, choose your angle of attack wisely and direct your fire at the side where the shields are weakened or completely depleted. Enemy shields recover each round. Oh, wait a second, it said we can fire all of our weapons at least once. Oh. The Rogue Trader's flagship is likewise protected by shields. If the enemy attacks you from a side where the shields are weakened or depleted, the ship will take damage. The flagship's damaged shields do not recover at the start of the next turn. Instead, they can be restored using the restart shields action on the panel at the bottom of the screen. Restarting the shields reduces the flagship's combat efficiency. On its next turn, it will have reduced movement speed and firing range. Right, so now we basically kinda messed up here. I guess we do this. Spawn the torpedoes for next turn. You have fired the torpedo salvo. Torpedoes will appear next turn in the priority order, right? Like pets. Once their turn begins, you will be able to direct them. Your own torpedoes can pass through the space occupied by your flagship without damaging it. As soon as torpedoes reach a cell adjacent to any enemy, they explode. Enemy ships can attack your torpedoes and destroy them before they reach their target. One well-placed shot destroys one torpedo in a salvo. Okay, so we'll just leave them there. And then... yeah, the thing is we can't really ram anymore. I forgot we can shoot all of our weapons. So we'll do this one, right? This is free. And then we can just like go sideways. Like over here. Oh, I'm not gonna turn. I guess we can do this then. And then just do that. Oh, but now we have to deal with the other sails. Yeah. And we can't do this one because we are facing the wrong direction. The ship must reach one of the end phase cells to end the turn. Oh, okay. Maybe here? Oh damn, we got hit as well? Wait, it didn't explode? Wait, so how do we do a turn though? I can't turn the ship, like I have to go like all the way like this. Restart shields, dorsal. Huh. Voidship ram. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird actually. This is kind of weird. I guess we'll do this. We don't really have options, right? Can we even hit anything right now? Not really. Initiates the process of restarting the shields. The shields will be restored to the start of the flagship's next turn. Rerouting the power to the shields reduces the flagship speed by -3 and firing range by -2. But the thing is, we didn't lose any of the shields, so shouldn't we get like full shields next turn again? Didn't it say that? I think this is only if the shields completely get destroyed, right? Okay, I mean, self-destruct around 3. Wait, we have to move them over here? Oh. So we can control like each torpedo individually. You see the shields also get chipped, right? Interesting. Dude, how can we turn? This is like so bad. This is so bad. The flagship flies in a straight line, making a full U-turn at the end of its movement. Oh, okay. Well, that's how we do it. But we have to go all the way there. Okay, sick. I mean, it's sick, but like we can't really do anything. Maybe if I went over there I could have done this. Now I can't do anything again. Shit! But they can turn a lot easier because they are smaller, right? This could be good for us though. We can just ram them probably. Nice. So how do we ram them? Like... maybe go over here? But we won't really do a lot of damage, right? Because we're like only 2 squares away. Thing is, actually, okay, I'm gonna do this for next turn, right? Or actually, I could have done this at the end. Yeah, that was a mistake, actually. Wait, where is the ram? Here. Yeah, we can't really do that, right? We can't really do that, I don't think. Yeah, we have to turn and face them. And the only way to do that is here. Well, I guess we'll do that, I don't know. I can still hit them with the... this thing. I mean, they might be dead here, actually. Oh, wait, we can't use this? Oh, only acceleration phase. Okay, that's fine. Where is he going? Oh, maybe we can ram him now. Oh, not really. The angle is not right, actually. Damn it! Okay, I guess we will... Damn, dude. Let me go here first. Okay, I can't really do anything there. Do this, I guess. Can't hit anything here. Maybe this. Although they have sails. And then I guess we'll go like this. Or actually, no, like this. And do that. Okay, it's done. 1500 experience. Okay, I'm guessing that's not for our party. Enemy attacks can penetrate your shield and damage your ship's hull. This damage remains after the battle is over and must be repaired. Open the management screen to make repairs on your ship. Use scrap to repair your ship and restore its hull integrity. Scrap can be found while exploring star systems, collected after certain space battles, or purchased from merchants affiliated with various factions. We got ancient machinery times 4. An indicator of the overall power of the Von Valancius flagship, the efficiency of its combat posts, the durability of its hull, and the might of its weapons. Prevailing over enemies in space battles advances the flagship's level, which enhances its parameters and unlocks new abilities, post improvements, and component upgrades. And we got 32 scrap as well. I forgot we can also assign people, right? Now we have like a full party or whatever. Furibundus. Make planetfall on footfall. Visit Hieronymus on footfall. Okay, so how do we repair the thing? We have 432 scrap. Here. We can upgrade it. Hull integrity. Upgrade RAM. Okay, but how do we repair it? How do I repair the hull? Like, upgrading it also repairs it? Bang. Okay, no. It's still damaged. So now this could be bad actually, right? Because I upgraded it and now it may be more expensive to repair an upgraded hull. Like, how do I do it? Oh, here. Minus 21. Hull is repaired. Upgrade RAM. Increases RAM damage and reduces damage suffered when ramming another void save. I will do that, I guess. Why not? So we have stuff here, but we don't really have anything to upgrade. Like any choices we can make. I guess we'll get more later. Development. Torpedoes. Gives control of the nearest torpedo salvo, granting it 5 void movement points, maybe? What is that? Yeah. Torpedo control. I didn't see this. Swing run. Okay, we did see this one. Posts. Oh, okay, that's cool though. Oh, we can upgrade. Huh. Use current ability once. We can upgrade our swing run? Like, how do we upgrade it? Like, what changes here? Wait, flies in a straight line, making a full U-turn at the end of its movement, and can choose its final position from 3 directions. Oh. This could be good, actually. This could be really good. So, who do we want here? Probably... Oh, actually, Rajeta is fine there. Pascal Shieldmaster? Is that his best post? Yeah. We'll put him there. Supreme Commander... Cassia or Absalom? Oh, I guess it needs fellowship, huh? Persuasion. Right, okay. Yeah, we'll put Cassia. Here... Master of Maneuvers. We'll put Heinrichs. Warp Channeler. Idir Marays. Ooh, Cassia is really good here though. Okay, we'll put Absalom there. Cassia here. Marays here. Wait, Marays doesn't actually have an ability. What is this? Flows of the Imperium cause an enemy ship to immediately turn 45 or 90 degrees depending on the ship's maneuverability. If the enemy ship has suffered hull damage, this abrupt turn additionally deals damage equal to... Okay. I mean, I don't know. I guess we put here. These are locked though. Don't know how to unlock those. Development, components... Huh, where was it? Oh. Use current ability once. Didn't I use that? Like last turn? Huh. So we can't upgrade this one? Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Active abilities. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. So we're here now. Footfall, Drusus Blessing, Altar Templum Calixis. Okay. Okay, so guys, let's take a break here, and when we come back, we'll start exploring the system. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.